about your ex, no matter how hard you try. You replay conversations, analyze every text, check their social media, and wonder what they're doing now. The thoughts seem constant and exhausting. If you're worried this means you'll never move on, take a breath, because there is hope. Obsessive thoughts after a breakup, especially after an emotionally abusive or narcissistic relationship, they are very common. They don't mean that you're weak or you're crazy or you're destined to stay stuck. More often, they're a sign that your mind and your nervous system are still healing from something painful. Hi, I'm Melanie Eddy. I'm a trauma-informed narcissistic abuse specialist, and I've spent more than 20 years helping people recover from emotionally abusive and narcissistic relationships. I'm also a survivor myself, so I do understand how frustrating and exhausting this experience can be. One of the most common things that I hear from survivors is, I don't even want them back, so why can't I stop thinking about them? The answer may surprise you, because what you're experiencing isn't necessarily love, and it isn't necessarily a sign that they were your soulmate. Often, it's a sign that your nervous system is still trying to make sense of what happened. When we experience narcissistic or emotionally abusive relationships, our brains are exposed to a cycle of reward and disappointment. We talked about this in an earlier video, 7 signs that you may be in a trauma bond. One day you're loved, the next day you're criticized. One day you're reassured, the next day you're ignored. One day you're promised a future, the next day you're questioning your reality. Your brain becomes conditioned to search for answers, predict danger, and look for the next moment of relief. This creates a powerful attachment. So, if you're obsessing about them, it does not mean you should go back. It may simply mean your brain hasn't fully caught up with what your heart already knows. So the first step, stop judging yourself. Many survivors tell themselves, I should be over this by now, or why am I still thinking about them? What's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. The more you shame yourself for thinking about them, the more emotional energy you give the obsession. Instead, try saying this: I'm thinking about them because I'm healing from something painful. That creates compassion rather than self-criticism. The second step, understand what you are actually missing. Many people think they're missing the person, but often they're missing the hope, the potential, the fantasy, and the future they imagined. So ask yourself, what exactly am I longing for? Sometimes, most times, the answer isn't the narcissist. Sometimes it's the version of life you hoped they would help create with you. Recognizing that distinction can be incredibly freeing. The third step, interrupt the mental loop. Every time you begin replaying the relationship, gently redirect your attention. not because your feelings don't matter, but because rumination rarely produces new answers. Ask yourself, have I already thought about this before? If the answer is yes, your brain may be seeking certainty that just doesn't exist. Healing often involves accepting that some questions will never be fully answered. The fourth step, reinvest in yourself. One reason survivors obsess is because the relationship became the center of their emotional world. Remember, in the last video, we talked about how the abuser will isolate you from your family, from your friends, from your community, so that they have you all to themselves. So recovery involves slowly shifting that focus back to yourself. Ask yourself, what have I neglected about myself? What do I actually enjoy? What goals matter to me? Who am I outside of this relationship? Every time you invest in your own growth, you weaken the grip of the obsession. The fifth step, understand that obsession is often grief. Many people think they're obsessed because they're still in love, but often they're actually grieving. And this is what they're grieving. They're grieving what happened. They're grieving what didn't happen, what should have happened, what they wished had happened. Grief often disguises itself as obsession. The more you make room for grief, the less the obsession needs to occupy. And here is a final thought. If you're constantly thinking about them, please don't use that as evidence that you belong together. Sometimes the people who occupy the most space in our minds are the people who created the deepest wounds. Thinking about someone isn't proof that they're right for you. It's often proof that healing is still taking place. And healing takes a lot of time. If this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments. What thought about your former partner do you find yourself replaying most often? Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more education and recovery support around narcissistic and emotionally manipulative relationships. And if you're ready for personalized guidance, use the link in my bio to schedule a coaching call and begin creating a clear path toward healing and recovery. And if you live in Pennsylvania, Delaware, or Florida and are looking for counseling services, you can schedule a free consultation through the link in my bio as well. You deserve a life that is bigger than the relationship that hurt you. So until next time, remember, you are not what happened to you. You are who you choose to become.